So hey everybody. Sean mentioned in the bio that I have a manuscript coming out at the end of the year through Radiator Press. Just got through like first round of edits with the editor there, and it's super tender work. I'm excited about it, but super tender work also was kind of a pandemic project. And the poem that I've had in Serotonin was of the series that I'll be reading today. I don't think that particular poem is going to be in it, but feel free. But this is kind of like an evolution of some of the thoughts that were inside of that piece. And one thing I think that's great about virtual readings is that it does give you the option to be able to take in the word on the page as well as outside. So it's something I'm trying to experiment with and take advantage of. So I want to give you all the chance to be able to see it. The manuscript is called Open Source. So you're looking behind the scenes at like 2, 3, 4 edits behind. And I'm going to be reading some poems out of a section called Autoimmune. This section, like content warning, the section talks about suicide. It talks about sexual abuse, sexual assault, physical assault, and yeah, a lot of those things that obviously, create a lot of trauma and that have been a part of just how that's expressed itself inside of my life. Autoimmune. Hey, just let me curse a little. Just let me laugh at the thought of a thought. My shame is obese today. I just don't want to talk. It looks like hell outside. My face looked like hell this morning. I can't tell the difference between a scar, a scab, a patch of psoriasis, and a prison tattoo, the cave of my bedsheets. What can I say? Too many snoozes. This time I may sneak a bit of knuckle under my teeth and say I was cutting wood. This time I may release the dog snarling inside of my skull. Autoimmune 1. Eventually they strapped electrodes to my dad's head. It's an evolving treatment, the leech. Steroid mood edged towards the stomach pump, blossoming like a plastic colander. Inserted the joke. Again, a nurse notes him, eye contact wandering of being the Black father as in being the myth, hovering above the bed's edge. Yeah, I bet he was useless at home. I bet he never learned how to cook. No one talk. Mom half laughs. He's knocked out anyway. We are a long-suffering people. He must have touched someone sometime. That's just the odds, son. You see one more mirror you can't read the meaning of. You better pray to whoever loves you the hardest and run. A lack of love perverts things, shrivels all that was moist, cakey into a corpse, the worst, the ghost, the laugh that weapons at the back of the bus, toothy smile that doubles as a bear trap. My father doesn't exist. Kindness wrapped in mail smells like somebody's uncle. Lock your doors, hide your kids, hide your wife, your legs, your husbands and mirrors, because the demon stares back every time I forget who's looking. Autoimmune 2. My father is fine, says my father's raisening chest, sucking children's straw of his lungs, a speech slurring, the quicklime particulates that constructed my life. The first comment at the poetry workshop said, the character seems self-destructingly weak. I asked him if he's getting out, and he yas the come on a man says that isn't sexy, the one that retroflexes back into a throat, a baseball of unexpelled breath. He is breathing into the terrarium walls of the home he built. It is weeks after the suicide attempt. The last comment insisting how my parents had to have been so strict. I am the monster the moment you say I am. Shoot me in my open mouth as soon as the dark in your head shows his teeth. I will wait for you forever, yelling proud in the middle of the street, so tired and in love, begging for one mistake unremarkable and human at last. Autoimmune 3, my last serious asthma attack. The 40-year-old Philly nurse, Italian nurse, calling me a wimp as I heaved tight in my slipping half-naked 3 a.m. night. The albuterol coursing seized limbs, fetal bud of my porn torso, so small now. Familiar strangeness of a stranger's joy at a good black humbling, the joke of my hyperventilation writing itself. Boyfriend called a cool tool at the cafe. It's a joke, as in tool, he's okay. Praise of passive boy as very pliant to being punched in the face in the good comedy lobby. You have to understand, this man was just so sweet. I mean, I could kick his ass. I could beat the shit out of this man and he would apologize to me. Just as such a sweet, docile little man, you know, staring me in the eye. And it's a fine afternoon to be a black man standing in the doorway. Girlfriend jokes about if myself, my cousin, my father is actually human, should have been the first guest, next partner, expresses surprise that I like men as a rule. I asked, why wouldn't I like black people? She laughs at the writers' conference of brown poets liking black men as a thing to wear. I violent mask, my lover tells me they ache for it every time the God in their breast takes the form of a dad, puts my hand on their throat. Autoimmune 4, dad wants to die in a part of Fairmount Park where he taught me to skip rocks. The evening sky, I want to throw my body off the first building that suggests a sloppy footing mistake. Jehovah knows the meat of your trust in him. He holds us up anyway after the casket close. No one has to know my thoughts, my sin. We are soulless bodies unfolding, observing an unfolding purpose. I'm waiting for the poet that asks if I grew up in a cult. Why not get what you deserve? Why not stick yourself in front of the most easily accessible exit if that's what the pop song says? No one cares unless it's your team. Can't he jump through the window instead? We're not that high. Niggas ain't shit. Because he's a motherfucker, that's why. The first time she hit me, I talked too much to someone who was not a woman, and the voice in her head and something evil about the cock of my hip. Who cares why he is standing where I don't want him to in the room? A small firecracker is walking too far in front of her in the rain, the voice said. The voice insisted self-love. Her cousin insisted I was probably a fuck boy, so I was. What is a boy if he doesn't want to fuck? She needs the voice, resonant and black movie title, to feel in control of this vibrating wrist. Saw something small crawl on the wall, called from the love seat, you, go kill that bug. Why does it feel like pain when I say no? Pain is the only fact. Pain and control. I am a gun. I wear steel sex and my fists are my most salient body part. My dick is a dick. Does he even understand hurt? What is love? And one more from this series, Autoimmune 5. My YouTube says I don't love so much as I fail at fucking. My favorite purpose is making someone that looks at me like a golden mutt die of pleasure. This poem is not about you, and it will never be enough. I've always loved the slot of my hip bone. The pediatrician's bob cut looked thin and recently dyed against her pulled pale neck. I have an allergic reaction to a new woman skimming the line where my pubic hair begins since the 4th grade. My Christian parents loved me clean, pure, and young. My black cock crows when I wake up or I hate you. I don't come on the first date. My girlfriend's favorite rape fantasy took place near my diabetic aunt's old haunt. My first blowjob was a demon being pulled from my dried skin. My molester's eyes asked me to calm down with the wordless mercy of a good cop. I was never so aware I was smooth to the touch. I am a sexy power until it occurs to the family that is not family. I might exist as a need. Then I'm a rough shadow pretending to talk. My black abdomen is a Pornhub full of light. I always held my breath when she led my mom towards the doorway. And thank you for listening. Those are extremely difficult poems, and some of which is this is the first time that I've read them out loud. So I appreciate your time and attention and holding that with me. This last poem is relatively new, and it is actually going to be featured in a fantastic project that our current poet laureate, Trupita Mason, is putting on. That's the Healing Verse phone line. So every Monday, unfortunately, I think this only works if you're in Philly, to those that are from outside. But if you call this number, you'll get a different poem that's related to self-healing and just upliftment in this time. Collaboration between Trupita Mason and Kelly's Writer's House. Really fantastic. Call it up right after this if you have the inclination. Great poems. I don't know when this is going to be featured, but it will be featured on there, and it's called Postmortem. It's after Mary Oliver. You don't have to look good. You know what? Actually, I want to do this just straight up. So no sharing on this one. Yeah. You don't have to look good. You don't have to be strong. You will be often, you just will, you have, I have, except when I'm not, then I'm not. You don't have to be there because they want you to. I want to be there. I'm alone or not. I do when I can, what I can, very well. You don't have to be anywhere at all. I am not. You don't have to be that kind of it, that reason for brilliant, that opinion of good, make sense of that brand of self, the police baton of hurt. There is enough of it every day, strange, just outside my door. It's okay for it to hurt. You will hurt. You do what you do. I say ouch because it feels good to say things loudly as I can. If not then right now. And to you, you don't have to be right. You don't have to be nice. I am not nice. I will be, I want to be, I am, I love, I try, I fail, we fail every morning, but I know every step, every tear by name, every twist of my foot is exactly what I say it is, and it looks good. It looks nice, not because it is nice, but because it is. You don't have to say it. Love. You don't have to say the word, but you will. You have. Someone does. Every day, everywhere. Thank you so much to Serotonin, to Moonstone, of course, and to all of you. And yeah, thank you so much for listening.